Shipping internationally by ocean looks simple until your cargo gets stuck at port, costs double, or misses delivery. Today, I'll show you exactly how ocean freight really works step by step. In this video, you'll learn the different ocean shipping options, how to choose between FCL, LCL, and others, the complete step-by-step ocean shipping process, all critical documents involved, and the most common mistakes that cause delays and losses. This is a complete, practical guide, not theory. Watch till end. Let's start. Criteria for selecting the appropriate ocean shipping option. The selection of an ocean shipping method depends on several interrelated factors. Criterion. Key consideration. Shipment volume. Can the cargo economically fill a container? Cost structure. Is total cost or unit cost the priority? Transit time. Are delivery timelines critical? Cargo characteristics. Is the cargo hazardous, fragile, or temperature sensitive? Risk tolerance. Can delays or consolidation risks be accepted? General guideline: when shipment volume exceeds approximately 15 cbm, FCL often becomes more cost-effective than LCL. You can learn more about FCL/LCL in another video, link in the description. Preparatory approach to international ocean shipping. Prior to engaging carriers or intermediaries, shippers must conduct thorough internal preparation. 1. Compilation of shipment information. Accurate freight planning requires the following information: detailed product description, harmonized system, HS, code, quantity and unit measures, dimensions and gross and net weight, packaging type, origin and destination details, applicable Incoterms, e.g., EXW, FOB, CIF, target shipment date. Incomplete or inaccurate data prevents reliable freight quotations and increases compliance risk. 2. Determining responsibility for shipment management. Shippers may choose among 3 primary approaches. Direct engagement with shipping lines, appropriate for high-volume exporters with in-house logistics expertise. Freight forwarders, the most widely adopted option. Freight forwarders coordinate transportation, documentation, and customs processes. Non-vessel operating common carriers, NVOCCs, particularly relevant for LCL shipments. NVOCCs consolidate cargo and issue their own transport documents. Selection of shipping lines and intermediaries. 1. Selection criteria for shipping lines. Key evaluation parameters include trade lane specialization, sailing frequency and schedule reliability, port coverage, equipment availability, rate stability, historical service performance. Cost considerations should be balanced against reliability and service quality. 2. Selection criteria for freight forwarders. Shippers should assess commodity-specific experience, country and customs knowledge, pricing transparency, global and local network strength, responsiveness and problem-solving capability. A lack of clarity in pricing or documentation responsibility constitutes a significant risk indicator. Step-by-step ocean shipping process, an operational perspective. International ocean shipping follows a structured sequence of interdependent activities. Errors at any stage may disrupt the entire shipment. Step 1. Commercial agreement and Incoterms finalization. The buyer and seller define product specifications, pricing, delivery terms, and Incoterms. These terms establish cost allocation, risk transfer points, and logistical responsibilities. Step 2. Shipment planning and mode selection. The shipper evaluates shipment size, weight, cargo characteristics, urgency, and cost sensitivity to determine whether FCL, LCL, or specialized shipping is appropriate. Step 3. Freight rate inquiry and booking. Rates are requested from carriers or intermediaries and assessed based on transit time, free days, and service reliability. Once selected, a booking confirmation specifying vessel, voyage, and cut-off dates is issued. Step 4. Export documentation preparation. Commercial and regulatory documents are prepared and cross-verified to ensure consistency across all records. Discrepancies may result in customs intervention. Step 5. Inland transportation to port or CFS. Cargo is transported from the shipper's premises to the port terminal, FCL, or container freight station, LCL. Packaging integrity, labeling accuracy, and container sealing are verified. Step 6. Export customs clearance. Export declarations and supporting documents are submitted to customs authorities for compliance verification. Clearance approval permits cargo to proceed for loading. Step 7. Container stuffing and port gating. FCL containers are stuffed and sealed, while LCL cargo is consolidated at a CFS. Containers are gated into the terminal following security and documentation checks. Step 8. Vessel loading and bill of lading issuance. The carrier loads containers onto the vessel and issues the bill of lading, which functions as a contract of carriage, receipt of goods, and document of title. Step 9. Ocean transit and shipment monitoring. During transit, shipments are tracked through carrier systems. Risks include congestion, weather disruptions, and schedule deviations. Step 10. Destination arrival and import customs clearance. Import documentation is prepared in advance. Upon vessel arrival, customs clearance is completed and a delivery order is issued. Step 11. Final delivery or cargo pickup. FCL containers are delivered to the consignee and returned within allowed free time, while LCL cargo is deconsolidated and collected from the destination CFS. Documentation requirements across shipping stages. Documentation underpins every phase of ocean shipping and must be precise. Commercial documents. Commercial invoice. Packing list. Sales contract or purchase order. Transport documents. Booking confirmation. Bill of lading, original, telex release or sea-way bill. Delivery order. Customs documents. Export declaration. Import declaration or bill of entry. HS code classification. Regulatory documents. Certificate of origin. Import, export licenses and permits. Insurance and financial documents. Marine insurance certificate. Letter of credit, if applicable. Port and terminal documents. Verified gross mass, VGM. Gate-in and gate-out receipts. Critical considerations prior to shipping. Key risk areas include misinterpretation of Incoterms, hidden port and terminal charges, HS code misclassification, inadequate packaging and labeling, insufficient insurance coverage, overemphasis on transit speed rather than reliability. Conclusion. International ocean shipping is not merely a transportation activity but a coordinated supply chain function integrating commercial strategy, regulatory compliance, documentation accuracy, and risk management. Organizations that develop a holistic understanding of ocean freight operations are better positioned to reduce logistics costs, enhance delivery reliability, and scale international trade sustainably. For new entrants, collaboration with competent freight forwarders, a thorough grasp of Incoterms, and disciplined document management are essential foundations for success in global ocean logistics. If this helps, subscribe for practical supply chain explanations every week. Join our membership. You will get to break down supply chain problems and their database solutions with real-world frameworks every week. Till then, keep optimizing. Thanks for watching.